I'm Bill. I'm with Cali Moto TV. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Open Flash Racing. Shiv, thank you, sir. He has allowed us to bring the all-new 2022 BMW S1000R out for our baseline dyno. Now, you guys may see we've got the stock can on. This bike is 100% completely stock. We do have 1,500 miles on it, but today is the moment of truth. I have not seen any baseline wheel horsepower S1000Rs out yet. Shiv asked and I was like, I haven't seen anything. So we're about to see what this thing dyno's at. Now, you're very familiar with the Hyper Nakeds. You have a Super Duke R, yep. You have a Street Fighter, yep. You have an Aprilia. Had an Aprilia.
I'll get one again.
We're all selling our Aprilias.
No, I'm getting it. I'm getting the new one. But,
we'll talk about our Aprilias down the road. But anyways, and you're very familiar with the BMW S1000R. But of course, this is the first time you've seen the new 2022. So we're going to get our baseline numbers down. Now, of course, we do have exhaust. We have a full exhaust system sitting in the garage waiting. Now, Shiv does tuning for the R's. We're not sure about this yet, but we do have tuning already ready for this bike. So we're going to get it back here and get it dynoed after we get the thing completely opened up. So claimed horsepower, 165 from BMW.
That's what they claim?
That's what they claim.
Oh, it makes more than that then.
So what, if we have to guess, what's the base from the S1000RR? What's about the differences? Are they pretty close?
The double R's are what, 208 horsepower rated?
I think claimed, yeah.
Yeah, and they make about 186 on our dyno.
All right, so now we got to do my guess. I'm going to go with 152 on, so I don't know, 13 horsepower loss.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? It's all guess.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm going to go with 152. What's the baseline on the Tuono about? 160?
Tuono's made about 160. About
160.
Yeah. So
we're kind of down in there. Now, our Street Fighters were huge, 186, 186. Yeah, so the Street Fighters, obviously, they're just another level. But a lot of people are really kind of putting this in a lower class than the Tuono. But I don't want to discount it because I think these are going to put up some decent horsepower, especially once we get it tuned. So let's get the thing fired up and let's get this thing, get some baseline numbers. Got my earmuffs. Let's get another one. So even, like they're like literally right on top of each other. Like there's no big variance between those two. So we're doing a 5th gear pull on these Man, so those things are like
underrated.
Wait, 164 wheel horsepower.
Yeah. So
Real horsepower. And look, I mean, so we've done a few dynos with you, and I have never seen you do 3 pulls and have those numbers so close to each other. I mean, we've gone 163.2, 163.78, and 164.33. I mean,
pretty consistent.
pretty consistent. I will take these numbers. Now, a lot of people ask about, and I don't know much about dyno, so in the comment section, don't ask me about why we didn't do this or why we didn't do that, or something about air-fuel ratio, mixture, niner. I don't know. A lot of people ask about it. Remember I asked you on the Street Fighter why we didn't do this, because we're not getting true numbers. This is just a baseline.
Yeah.
We're not like...
Yeah, without block-off plates installed.
Yeah, so...
Readings don't
Right, so we're not trying to like, we're just trying to get a baseline number. Now, when you did the Aprilia Tuono, we had, that was a whole different story, right? That was a whole different story. But the Street Fighter, we've got the air, you know, you've been welcoming me to do the Street Fighter on a full tune, but I don't want to tackle the block off plate thing. So
it's a pain in the ass.
It's a pain in the ass. So, but 164.33, those are huge numbers. So
that's all fifth gear.
And that's all fifth gear. So, sorry, so you said that you were also, we talked about the RR and this big dip. All right, so what's your thought on the dip? So we've got this dip at 6,000. What's your thinking here on that?
Well, like the double R bike, it has a huge dip caused by throttle closures. They limit the throttle opening in the mid-range for their EPA emissions testing, all that stuff. Too early to say whether this is that. This does not seem like a big dip. This just could be a change in the breathing efficiency of the engine.
Okay.
So we can verify this by seeing, we can do some lower gear pulls, like second gear pulls, third gear pulls.
All right.
We know with the double R and the lower gear pulls, it does a lot of torque limit.
It's restricted a lot more.
It's way more than it is in fifth gear and fourth gear. So if we start going down the gears, but we still see the same shape, then we can pretty much assume it's not really restricted.
Okay.
If we start seeing a bigger dip in lower gears, then it's obviously doing something gear
more restricted.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do some second, third.
Yeah, let's do some third gear pulls.
Third gear pulls. All right, cool. Let's go. All right, so we've got our baseline numbers, and I am absolutely, completely shocked. My 152 estimate has been completely blown out of the water. And what's very cool with these numbers is these numbers are really, really consistent. So we did a fourth gear, a fifth gear, which is our high horsepower number.
Yes.
And then our second and third gear is really just to see about this big dip possibility in the torque. So without further ado, our full numbers of 164.33, which is the top blue. Let's see, the blue number is our top horsepower number. But as you can see here, mid-range. So you were talking about the mid-range torque limiting with the S1000RR and the curiosity of, because you said it was like almost like a 40, 50 horsepower kind of dip almost, right?
There's a big dip in the double Rs in the lower gear, second and third gear. They kind of, well, they don't kind of, they limit throttle in lower gears, right in the mid-range.
Right.
For emissions purposes, but it really sucks on the road, so they almost require tunes to make them work right.
Yep. So we see here that there is some dips, but the dips are somewhat.
They're more subtle. They're more subtle, and in the lower gears, the second and third. This is fifth gear, the top high.
Yep.
The high run. Middle run's third gear. Low runs are second gear. You can see that second and third kind of look very similar in terms of overall shape, whereas fifth gear has a little bit more mid-range torque.
Okay.
A little bit less, a little bit flatter. So yeah, they could be limiting throttle in lower gears. We won't know until we actually hook up a diagnostic tool and measure it. But
right, and then
it's not as obvious as it is in double R's, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I'm completely surprised with this. So our baseline, 165 basic wheel horsepower, claimed horsepower. So very good. Now, as you guys know, we've switched out, we put the stock exhaust on because we wanted to make sure we had a completely stock run. There's nothing that's been done motor-wise to this. We have our exhaust, we have our headers, we have our air filters, so everything is here. So we're gonna get that switched out, and then we're gonna bit basically our final tuned numbers after everything. So Shiv, thank you so much for allowing us here on the dyno. As you guys know, he is basically now, for you Street Fighter guys, because there's a ton of Street Fighter guys on the channel, the open flash tuning is available.
OpenFlashTablet.com.
I'll link it all down below. If you guys are wanting to get that, we still have to get my Street Fighter over here. He wants me to take off and put on block off plates, which I don't really want to tackle, but I do have some new exhaust coming for that bike.
Okay.
So we're getting rid of the Aero exhaust, and we've got some new exhaust coming. So with that job, we may just be back for a custom tune here at Shiv's, but thank you. And of course your Aprilia, your Hyper Naked, he's got a Super Duke, you've got the Street Fighter, you had the Aprilia, you'll have the new Aprilia, so stay tuned. But dude, thank you again so much. You guys do normal, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, and then ring that bell notification, because once the modifications are done, we're gonna get our total numbers and see what this thing can pull. But thank you again, sir. We're gonna link Open Flash and Shiv Happens down below, and we'll see you guys next video. Bye, guys.